Good evening. Welcome to Music City Online. I'm Nashville producer Gary Earl, and we are delighted tonight. We have Hicks here, straight from, actually, I was going to say straight from Sweden, but you're straight from the radio seminar.
Yeah, straight from the radio seminar.
Yeah, he's been here all week in the radio seminar. Here's his album. We'll be playing some music from it later. Now, where can they find your music?
You find me on hickscountry.com. That's the easiest way, in tunes and all my social media. So hickscountry.com, that's where you find me.
Great, but they can't get you on iTunes.
Yeah, iTunes, Amazon, excellent. All the digital downloads.
Okay. And we'll put all the links and the comments and annotations over to.
Oh, cool.
Hicks has a resume that is so long and so successful, I don't even know if we have time to go through it all, but CMA, Best International Artist of the Year, British CMA, that's Country Music Awards, European Country Act of the Year, IMN, Favorite Country Act of the Year, Favorite Country Group at the IMN Country Music Awards, Song and Video of the Year at the CMA Country Music Awards. You've been nominated for Song of the Year and Video of the Year at Nashville Universe Awards. It goes on, and I know all of you out there, songwriters and indie artists, will appreciate this too. Multiple gold and platinum records to his credit.
Yeah, I've been working.
That's a big deal. Now, it says here too that you did radio and television interviews in Italy, France, England, Ireland, Australia, USA, Sweden, Norway, Canada, Germany. So have you performed in most or all of those countries too?
No, I've just performed in Sweden. I played in Denmark, Norway, England, France, and USA, of course.
That's a lot. So are there differences? Do you approach live performance any different when you're in some of those countries, or is it?
No.
Okay,
no.
So country audiences are the same everywhere.
They're pretty much the same everywhere.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, there is a difference, I think, when you're playing here in Nashville, especially because the audience, they listen more. They listen more to what you're saying between songs. They listen a lot more to the lyrics. Of course, it's English. It's their language, but it's like they are more attentive.
Probably because everybody in town is a songwriter.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, and well, I also think it comes from that people want to know your story. What are you singing about? Why are you on stage?
Right.
They want to get to know you. In Europe, it can be more like, yeah, the party band's here, and everybody cut loose. And we are a party band. My band is one of the best bands in the world. I'm just so happy.
Yeah.
So
good. That's what I love.
Yeah, we throw a big party. We throw a big party, and same thing when we're here. We still throw a big party, but here you can talk a lot more about the songs, and you know that people are listening.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known that there was much of a country market in France.
There is. It's kind of like an underground movement.
So I have a bad stereotype, probably.
Yeah. Well, when we went to France to do our first show, we were so surprised just that they called me and asked if I wanted to come. The festival is American Journeys. Yeah. Yeah, and it's a big festival. Yeah. There was 18,000 people, I think, and we played just before the headline, and that was just awesome.
Cool.
Really cool. That was our first gig we did as a band, or me as an artist, and with that band, and wow.
So you were actually in a more country area of the country. So
they have big festivals. They have a huge festival down there. That's a biker and country festival. I think they take around 50,000 people.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And country radio, like I said, it's more underground. They have their own fan scenes and magazines and stuff, but it's big. It's big in France.
Well, actually, you're a motorcycle guy too.
Yeah.
You have a favorite brand?
Well, Harley, of course.
I used to have a Harley. I don't anymore.
Oh.
I had a 69 Sportster.
Okay, cool.
Metallic green with matching helmets. And
now I'm envious.
It was a sweet ride. It really was. So, okay, let's get back on here. And Hayride is your current single? Is that your
No,
current single?
that was my first official
Okay, cool.
U.S. single. My current single is Mama's Kitchen. That's
Mama's, okay.
starting to climb the charts over
Good.
here.
We'll get both those. Those are my two favorites on the album. So
Cool.
that's
Glad you
good.
like it.
Yeah. When you're sitting down to write, or if someone approached you with a song, to perform as an artist, what kind of songs? What do you look for in a song? What excites you about a song? What attracts you to a song?
Well, there's a lot of things. The feel of it. What is it saying? What is there a groove to it? I love music that grooves. Some songs, they just stand still and don't go anywhere.
Right.
Yeah, but I love when it grooves, when you can dance to it, move around to it,
Yep.
sing along to it.
I'm with you there.
Yeah, easy, accessible choruses that you just, the second time you hear the chorus, you should be able to sing along.
That's you're right on the mark there. That's smart.
Yeah, I think so, because especially when you're playing live, and you're playing for an audience that maybe haven't heard you before, or you have new people coming to a concert, it's just like they should know the song. It's not that they should be predictable. It's not that at all. But
it needs to be so that
recognizable. It's just like,
right.
Whoa, yeah. And then I like
Exactly.
songs that bring a lot of energy. That it's just filled with
Exactly.
That's the kind of songs
I'm on the same page with you 100%. So sometimes I'll be in here either building a track myself or mixing a track for a band, and my 11-year-old will be video gaming in the next room or two over, and when I'm on the second or third time through the song and I hear my 11-year-old singing along,
then you have something right.
That's when I know that song is going places.
Yeah.
Because, if you can grab somebody and they can sing along the second time through, that's exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's important. And then, of course, there are songs that doesn't grab you the first time or the second time, but maybe the 10th time you hear the song, it's just like, wow. But we need those songs too. I mean, those are the album songs that you come back to because, wow.
Well, or a song that may have more meat and a big payoff emotionally or something.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm personally more superficial. I prefer the party song I can sing along with immediately that makes me want to dance.
Yeah. And I always think, how does this song do live?
Yes.
Will it reach out, and will it get people moving and going? And
that's cool.
Yeah, that's important to me.
So it's. They've always said it's a small world, but now, and in the music community, even so, more so, But it's amazing because two or 3 weeks ago on the show, we had Pete Kennedy, the Irish artist, and who now has a booking company. He was on the show, and I have it down here that you played with Pete.
Yeah, he's a friend of mine.
Yeah,
we've done some shows here in Nashville, and that's so cool.
And then about a month ago, actually, my neighbor over here a block away, who's the head of TKO Publishing, said, "Come on out to the filling station. We're performing with the Swedish artist Chris Lindberg."
Yeah,
and her husband, who's a mixer, also he was playing bass, and she was singing backup. And another neighbor, Doc Holliday, was playing guitar with him. So we go out to the filling station, and then there he is. And I have here that you've co-written with him on his album.
Yeah. His first two singles that was released in Sweden, I co-wrote those. So it's like you said, it's a small world.
Both of you guys surprised me, because when I listen to your music and even looking at you, I mean, you're so country that when Robin said you're from Sweden, I was thinking like Sweden, Texas, Sweden, Alabama, Sweden.
Well,
like, no, it's the country Sweden.
It's the country Sweden, yeah. And there was a guy that said that to me, a radio DJ.
Heard that before.
Yeah, I heard it before, because he said, no, you're not from Sweden. He's from Sweden, Alabama. And then I made a joke about it. Yeah, I'm from Swede Home, Alabama.
Oh,
yeah.
Sweet.
Bada
boom.
Yeah, exactly.
Where's the drummer when you need one?
Yeah. So I heard it before, yeah. But to me, country is not just putting on boots and hat and then your country. To me, it's a lifestyle.
Right.
It's more who you are. To me, there comes so much more values with country music.
Yeah.
It kind of defines you in a way. It's a way of thinking, and like I said, values for
connection with family, connection with
the important
country,
stuff.
connection with
And to me, that is so important, family, and that's why I wrote a song, "Mama's Kitchen." It's a big homage to Ma for keeping us together. I moved away from my hometown. I think it's 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And that song came about. I was thinking about that me and my brothers, we don't get to see each other that often, but we always meet up in Mama's Kitchen. And I was, that's the title.
That's it. Yeah.
And I was on the plane on my way to Nashville when I came up with that idea, and then I just started writing it down. And when I came back to Sweden, I played it to my colleague, Eric Martinsson, who I write most of the songs
and
with.
You wrote that on the plane, huh?
Yeah, the first draft of it.
Well, do you know that old-time rock and roll by Bob Seger?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was written on a plane, too. Robin's uncle was the manager of the stadium in Detroit and was a very good, would go golfing with Bob and stuff, and because Bob would perform there a lot. And they got on a plane to go to L.A., and Bob took out an envelope and started writing, and Link said, "What are you doing?" He said, I get a record tomorrow, and I only have 9 songs on, I need 10 songs, so I'm writing another song right now. And he was writing that old-time rock and roll.
And that is one of my favorite songs with Bob Seger.
And speaking of touring and playing out, do you have a gig from hell story?
Before Hicks, there were, oh man, there were some really bad ones. I mean, we had those gigs where the promoter didn't want to pay us. So we went back into the club and started taking down the speakers, taking chairs and everything, carrying them out in the tour bus. And they were like, "What are you doing?" "Well, we take this because you owe us money." And then they say, "Well, here's the money." And we carried it all back. Or there was one place where the band I played with, he was so drunk. The promoter, he was just so drunk, and he insisted that he should introduce us. And he went up on stage and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Harrison Brothers." And everybody was like, "What?" And that was just a bad gig. And then he insisted go up on stage in between the songs. And he wanted to sing along, and he was this great singer, according to himself. Yeah. And so after a while, it became a little funny. He just, "Oh, he's back." And everybody at the place were used to it because he did that all the time, obviously.
Oh.
So, yeah. So,
Ugh.
yeah. So, but it hasn't been anything worse than that. I think maybe some of the bands I played in, if you ask different promoters and venues, what's the worst band I played here? I played in one of those.
But if it's any consolation, you're in good company, because the very first time the Beatles played on the Ed Sullivan Show, their first American TV performance, Ed Sullivan forgot their name, and he introduced them and said, "Here they are, the boys."
Well, even that's better than Herman.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, Ringo had the Beatles on his kick drum, so everybody knew. Tell us something about yourself that we don't know, either about yourself or trivia of the world or anything.
Yeah. Well, we could take that one we talked about before. I used to compete in bodybuilding many, many years ago. I was a lot bigger then, but instead of going to the health food store and buy supplements there, we went to a horse store at the tracks where they sold vitamins and supplements for horses. And we ate those because the reason we bought them is that at that time they were better controlled. It was a lot better quality and a lot cheaper than the ones in the health food store. So that's the reason. So not many people know that. And But what not many people know either is that I have been an actor.
That's cool.
Yeah, for Swedish television. That was a lot of years ago, but that was a lot of fun. That was a learning experience.
If you were going to have a dinner party and you had to line up, let's say, 3 songs to play at your dinner party, what songs would you pick?
There's so many to choose from, but I would pick Play Something Country, Brooks and Dunn.
Cool.
Absolutely my favorite artist. And I would pick probably Springsteen with Eric Church. Love Eric Church.
Cool.
And somebody like you, Keith Urban.
Sweet. Where are you headed to next? You headed back to Sweden?
I'm heading back to Sweden. I'm going to finish up my album. I've been here working with the legendary Steve Wariner. You have some pretty decent writers over here. So
yes,
yeah,
that's true. However, Sweden is known for great writers.
Yeah, we have the best pop writers in the world. Max Martin did pretty well at the Grammys. So, I mean,
Max has been doing pretty well as long as I can remember.
Yeah, he's great. He's great. I never worked with him. I would love to, but
well, you know what? Maybe you should.
Yeah, reach out and say, well, I don't know him. So,
you know what? You just what is the old saying? Fortune favors the brave.
Yeah.
My very first trip to Los Angeles, I had fallen off the turnip truck, as they say. I was a farm kid from Kansas, and I had a bad appointment with the publisher. So I decided, this is the middle 80s, I decided that I wasn't going to mess around with any more stupid publishers. I was going to go straight to the biggest star in the world, Michael Jackson.
Cool.
I spent 8 hours, which included at one point being on top of a 28-story building and screaming at people on the street trying to get off, and a lot of other things. But I got in to see Michael and actually ate with him, and he listened to my song, and it was a terrible pitch. It was a song that was more for like a mature, low voice, old style Motown Detroit guy, and here I was pitching it to, you know.
Yeah, well,
but I was
you did it.
But the point is, I get in to see him.
Yeah,
you know, and he was like, well, that's pretty good. I'm not sure it's the right direction for where I'm headed, but it's, you know, he was really, really nice. I stuck in with a food delivery guy, and he actually invited the food delivery guy and myself to sit down and eat with him while he listened. It was extremely nice, you know.
Cool.
Nothing came of it, but I learned, you know, that day that just got to go for it.
Yeah, you got to go for it. You're so right there. It's what I've done with myself.
I saw that on your bio too. You said if you listened to everybody that told you, you know, why you shouldn't do it, you wouldn't have, well, that long list of.
No, that's true, and it's when people tell you not to do it, that's the bigger reason to do it, because there's a lot of other people that will listen to that, and then you can figure out, well, if I do it, I'm going to be pretty alone.
That's
There's
right.
not so much competition.
You hit it exactly.
So that's one of the reasons, and the other reason is nobody in the world has the right to tell me what to do or not to do. This is my life. This is my dream. And I will live it the way I want to.
There you go. Right there's a song.
Yeah, and that's what actually one of the songs.
Is that Unreachable?
Unreachable Dream.
Yeah, number 4.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Song.
That's about reaching for the unreachable dream, no matter what.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to hurt sometimes, and sometimes you're going to wonder if it's worth it, but it is. It is, because the reward is so big.
And you won't spend years regretting, like thinking, why didn't I try it? What would have happened maybe if I would have tried it?
Yeah. Well, there's an old saying that it's you only regret what you didn't do.
Yeah. You know what? Words of wisdom. That'd be a good time for us to hang it up and say good night again from Music City here in Nashville.
Yeah. Good night, and thank you for watching.
Gary Earl and Hicks. Go check out the music, and there'll be some of it playing into the video and out of the video, so hang on and check him out at hickscountry.com.
There it is.
Or on iTunes. Thanks much.
Thank you for having
Enjoyed
me.
it.
Enjoyed it.
Down home, deep southern, from the sticks, me and my butters. Modern cowboys riding round this world. Hard hats, blue collar, just trying to make a dollar. In different corners, different fields. No matter what we do, no matter where we go, there's a place you never outgrow. We always come back.